I'll have Dave or Mal. Hey, hey, hey. All right, so there is a slight delay on here. All right, there's a slight delay on here, so I apologize for that. Looks like I'm stuck. I wanted to make sure that I'm on here. Woo, it took a little bit of time for me to get on here live with you guys, but I'm super excited. We're on a different link. So I am going to go ahead and share this out with my partners who are waiting in the other room. I apologize. And we are going to get you guys going and get us in the right room. If not, I'll probably have to reschedule that. You know, I have no problems with doing that, making sure I show up for you guys. And for those in the Zoom room with me, we are officially getting ready to get started. Thank you so much for your patience. I appreciate it. So let me let everybody know to at least meet me live here. Actually, I'm gonna have Tara post this because she's currently on right now. So Tara, if you can, oh, she said I'm already on it. Thank you, love. So if you can post that, and then I'm actually going to like remove the other link that I did so nobody is going to get confused. So let's go ahead and get started. So thank you guys for your patience who are in the Zoom room. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. Listen, I was trying my best to get on to the other link that we were on live, and it was just not doing what it was supposed to do. So I thank you guys immensely for your patience. They were even giving me tips inside of the chat on trying to get this figured out. And yeah, so thank you guys so much inside of the Zoom room. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. So, okay. We are getting ready to get going. If you are brand new to the YouTube channel or you're catching this and like, who is this lady? I am Matilda, the Frugal CrediTnista. I'm a business, money, and credit coach. And tonight we are having our lit partner Q&A. That is for my free community prosperity partners. And we talk about money, credit, and everything in between. We are talking about how to fire up our goals. It is almost the end of the year, and I wanted to make sure I check in with you guys and made sure that you have everything you need to crush it this year. So let me actually make sure I'm recording this for those who are inside of my Credit on Fire Academy. That is my baby. That is where we talk about how to elevate your wealth creator mindset, how to master your money, destroy your debt, accelerate your savings, soar your credit scores, make some more money, and all of that so you can begin leveraging your finances to create wealth. So they are inside of the Zoom room with me. And I also have some more folks in here as well. So let's get going. Now, I got some of your questions on here. A lot of you have been asking questions about student loans. So on the next week, next Thursday, on the 19th, we're actually going to have a student loan attorney come on. So she is going to answer a lot of your questions on student loan. One of you asked about your religious nonprofit organization. So I'm going to tell you to save that for her. So I'm going to send out a text. It'll probably be Zoom only. Okay, I'll be trying, y'all. I'll be trying to get on this YouTube and social media stuff. And for those of you who are inside of Credit on Fire and who are also on the email list, whenever we go live, we're usually on what? Webinar Jam or Zoom. Because trying to cast it to everybody is sometimes have its tech issues, which is what happened today. But I'm actually going to practice it so that when me and her go live, because I know a lot of you have so many student loan questions, we're going to be ready. So let's go ahead and get, I'll take one question from the Q&A section, and then I'm going to take one that was pre-submitted if you don't mind. So we are going to start off with this one. I have several credit cards and have been told that rather than add more to request increased credit limits. Is this a good idea or a good strategy to build credit? So you said you had several credit cards. So I'm wondering why you would like to add a card in order to build credit. Like, why do you need another one? So is it the quality of the cards you have? Because sometimes when you're just starting off, I talk a lot about gateway cards, and these are the cards with the low balances, the high interest rates, maybe store cards, gas cards, secured cards, and things of that sort. And you're looking to go over to that next level. So kind of give me an idea of what is going on with the cards that you currently have in your wallet. So give me an idea about that, and then I can kind of direct you more and as I learn more information about that. And if you are inside of or on YouTube, it looks like my folks on YouTube did not know I was on. So at least I see Shamice. Hey, hey, hey. I am so sorry to the rest of you who were on the scheduled one. I don't know what happened with that one. Okay, we're going to reschedule. I promise you we're going to reschedule. In the meantime, let me go to the other question that I have. I actually had it up on my computer on this one. All right, so you mentioned that you are, let me see. So it looks like you are currently working, very good, that you make about $4,000 a month, give or take, very good. And the thing is that, okay, you gave me your list of expenses, which are looking great. And now you are wondering how to reduce them. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking at everything, and we can both see that your rent is taking up the bulk of your expenses. And that is not surprising in this day and age. Like your gas is not expensive. Your groceries, you're actually doing pretty well. You only spend $35 eating out per month. Coffee, you said $15. You gave yourself $10 for personal. I mean, that is not a lot, okay? Like, and then the rest of your things are like rent is eating up your money. So I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I remember, I remember when I used to always say, you know, you can always cut expenses and fall back and then increase your savings. But when we are in this type of climate and you are where you are, which is like bare bones, it's like there's nothing else to cut unless you move to a more affordable place. And I'm not sure when your lease is up, but that is what's taking up your money right now, your rent. And rent is expensive. So I can tell that you live on the East Coast. I'm not really sure where, but rent is very expensive there. It's expensive in the Midwest in some places. It's expensive almost everywhere. And so until you can get to a more affordable place, which may not be possible depending on where you live at right away, then we have to focus on the next step. And the next step is if you can't cut the expenses anymore, then you have to start making some more money. You have to decide how much time you're going to invest in making some more money. And what I mean by that is, I'll give you an example. I have somebody, I actually have her come in this month before the month end, but she does online stuff at home, and she does pretty good, right? Getting a little extra coins in her pocket. Then I have another person who's actually on my prosperity team, and she has a part-time job 4 times a week. And that's what she's doing to kind of bridge that gap because everything's gotten so much more expensive. And then, you know, I have somebody else who has like a side business. She makes, I don't know what she makes. She's very creative and she makes things. And I was just talking to her about going on Etsy and kind of expanding her reach on that because a lot of people on Etsy who like love her stuff. And so you have to decide what you're going to go with. So you can do the gig work. The gig work is your mystery shopping. It's your ride sharing. It's Instacart, DoorDash, and all of that stuff. It's like your quick gig work, TaskRabbit stuff. Or it can be like an actual legit, whether it's at home or at like, you know, I don't know, who's that was paying a lot of money? Walmart. It can be like that in a warehouse in the evenings or what have you. It can be that, or it can be taking your talent or your skills or your creativity and turning that into a side business, something that you can start generating money right away. Okay, you already have a client base going and you can do that. But this is the season of the side hustle. This is not the season where you can cut as much as you would have been able to cut past, you know, before maybe pandemic times. Right about now, this is the era where you need to be making some more money if you're in your situation right now. This is not, I mean, you have nothing else to cut. And I know some people may be thinking, 4,000, that's a lot. But in your case, as I'm glad you gave me your expenses, you're not spending a lot. Like I can affirmatively say you are not spending a lot. It's just really your rent that is eating you alive. So I'm not sure when your lease is up or if there an option even exists for you to get something cheaper, even if it's going out of the city area and maybe going into a more affordable suburban, rural, etc. area, if that's an option for you. But until then, this is a season of making some more points. Okay. And I'm actually going to, did I tell you guys this? I'm actually going to have a side hustle freebie for you on Small Business Saturday. So make sure you're on the email list. Make sure you're on the text list. I usually notify email, then text next. And you'll be notified, and I'll be like, it's Small Business Saturday, come grab your freebies. I'll say something like that. You guys know me that now. And then you can go and grab your freebies on Small Business Saturday. And it's going to include a side hustle with a step-by-step 30-day planner, a few worksheets. And then we are going to have a full-blown class and a full-blown playbook later on in early part of 2024. So make sure you grab that. And let me see, side hustle needed. It is needed this is a season of the side hustle. I'm telling you right now. Want to soar my scores after bankruptcy, currently in the 730 category. You've done very well. I mean, you are at 730 post-bankruptcy. I'm not sure how long you are post-bankruptcy. And in case I said that too low, she's looking at soar credit scores. Let me know how long you've been outside of bankruptcy or out of bankruptcy. However, that's good. Like when I first got out of bankruptcy, I was like at a 718, and it took me 18 months to get there. So I'm not sure how long it took you. You've been there at 720. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you something that a lot of people do when they first come out of bankruptcy. Oh, Shanice, you're moving. Okay, I'm gonna contact you right now, Space. So let me tell you what a lot of people do. They will get out of bankruptcy, and then they will go straight into like applying for stuff to grow their credit, to get their credit scores to soar. And inquiries are dinged. Basically, instead of it like only costing a few little points for somebody who hasn't filed bankruptcy, or none at all for somebody who has, more established credit. If you have a bankruptcy on your credit profile, then the inquiry is scored a little bit more harshly. And so you have your list of cards here. I'm not going to name them all, but you have some quality cards. Okay, I'm seeing Apple. I'm seeing some Platinums. These are some quality cards. So now it's not just a matter of adding more cards, because you're about a little under 3 years. Actually, no, you hit 3 years post bankruptcy, and it's not uncommon for you to kind of be stagnant for a while. 730 is a legit score with the bankruptcy still on your credit report after 3 years. It's not bad at all. This is the time where you're going to let that bankruptcy season a little bit more. You're going to keep these cards really, really low balance, because the last thing that the FICO scoring model, Vantage, or whomever wants to see is high balances on somebody who's only 3 years post bankruptcy. So your utilization is super important as somebody who's filed bankruptcy before. So you have Capital One. Let me see. I'm not going to say them all. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got enough cards, and I won't say it's a lot, but you have enough. And so right now it's just a matter of usage. And if you are not carrying a balance, I just saw your message, you're not carrying a balance. So since you are not carrying a balance, this essentially means that no activity is occurring. So are you saying no balance reports every month, or that you don't have you're not using them at all? Let me know. Let me know which one. While you're doing that, I'll go ahead and answer another one. I got persuaded into buying a timeshare, and I need to get out. We're already in debt, and this annual maintenance fee and the price is going up okay, so it's going up next year. We've researched our options. It's either going into foreclosure or selling it for for far less than what we paid for it. We've contacted a professional who quoted us $15,000 to get out of our timeshare, but they basically said that we should just stop paying for it and let it foreclose. How would this impact my credit? Well, if it's reporting on your credit report, it's not like a foreclosure on a property. A timeshare foreclosure is pretty much looked at like a charged off debt. So it's not looked at like a foreclosure, and it's not scored like a foreclosure on a mortgage for a traditional house. It's just going to be, I shouldn't say just, but I guess in comparison to a real foreclosure, it is just going to be looked at like a charged off debt. Can you rebuild from either one? Yes. Will you be able to rebuild faster from your, what am I trying to say? Rebuild faster than you would from a traditional foreclosure? Absolutely. So make sure that you are really just keeping everything else in your credit on point. That's essential. If you're going to let it foreclose, because if you sell it and won't foreclose, but then you want to settle and then have them to relinquish the ability to be able to come after you, okay, for the remainder of that balance. Basically, you're not trying to have them sell the remaining balance to a collection agency. You're not trying to have them do any of that. You want to be done with it. So once you buy it back, sometimes they'll buy it back from you, like you're done. Like this is yours and I don't want any parts of it. That's kind of how you want to have it, okay? Let me go to the question inside of the chat. Let's see. Okay, you guys are not using this Q&A button. Have me going inside these little words, okay? I am blind in case you didn't know. So these little words are hard to read, all right? So let me actually go to Shamice, who's live with me. She says she's moving in January and was worried about moving in the middle of credit repair. Would this mess things up? What would I do to start? So Shamice, keep your emails open, because you and Elaine and a couple more people is actually going to inspire me to start the a really dope special for my past Credit on Fire members. So definitely keep an eye open for that. And that's because we are like doing a total shift in how we are doing things now. And some of my original Credit on Fire members was like, okay, we need to come back. So I was like, well, since you're like my OG peeps, you know, basically make sure that you keep your eyes peeled for an email that's coming out. I already did like the first group. They were super excited. So just keep your eyes out for that. So let me see. I have 2 mortgages and my credit score is 749. I want to cancel 2 credit cards that are beginning cards now that I have Chase Sapphire, Credit Union card, and Amex. Should I cancel the cards? Well, what do you consider beginner cards? Because I've talked to some people and their beginner cards are like, I don't know, Capital One. And Capital One does actually have some products that can grow with you, right? So if that's the case, I would probably keep them. But if you're talking like Credit One, if you're talking like, I don't know, Merrick Bank, then yes, you definitely want to close those. So I have a calculation that I do. First calculation is that you want to consider all of your balances, add those up, all of your credit limits, add those up, balance divided by limit, what's the percentage? Then take out the cards that you want to close, add the balances that are left, add the limits from the remaining cards. What is that? That'll at least let you know what your utilization is, and you can prepare by paying down any balances that may be on there, so it's not as hard of an impact. But I am all for having the proper cards in your wallet. I know a lot of people say never close a credit card, but in actuality, some cards should be closed as you improve upon your credit, as you get better types of credit in your wallet, right? You should very much so be having getting rid of some of those other subprime cards. But you want to do it in a way to where it's not going to impact your credit for the long term. So the best way to do that is to have all the balances on your cards as low as possible or paid off. So when you pay off those cards, you're not going to skip a beat. They will still factor into your age. There is a myth going around that you lose age, but it will still be calculated into your age, which is 15% of your scores, for 10 years. 10 years from the date that you close the account. So you don't have to worry about that. The only thing it impacts right away is utilization, which is why you want to prepare by having those balances as low as possible, and also doing a calculation and planning properly before you officially close them. All right. Oh, thanks, Adrian. She said, I'll be COF forever. I love it, love it, love it. And Shamice, you wouldn't really mess up anything in the middle of the repair because you are moving versus like the credit, as long as they've checked your credit and all that good stuff, you're good. Most apartments don't recheck your credit because the time in which we apply, pass the credit check, and then move is like, it's like a short window. So you should be good to go with that. All right. Let me go to the other question. Let me go to the ones that was pre-submitted. Let's see. Oh, we got a praise report. She said that she has had a beater for almost 13 years, and it had got to the point where it was almost embarrassing. She is blessed to say that she has a new job, went to pick it up with her son, and she literally ugly cried. I love it. I love it. I love it. I am feeling so blessed. Thank you for everything. Oh, I love that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Aw, I love that. I love you guys' wins. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right. So this is from Kelly. I am in some serious debt. I made some dumb mistakes. And now that I'm working on my money mindset, I'm starting to realize, okay, so okay, I'm glad you're working on a mindset though. And, you know, even though the mindset isn't improved, it has improved, the debt is still there. Yes. Yes, it is. So you have 10 cards maxed out or almost maxed out. All you can afford are the minimum payments. Then you have your car loan, 2 personal loans, and then all of your other expenses. Your rent has went up. I feel like I'm barely treading above water. I work full time. I do hair on the side. I feel like it's slowing down right before the holidays, and I'm getting anxious. Okay, so right before the holidays, a lot of people get their hair done. So you said you're working on your mindset, so I want you to shift that first. The fact is you have clientele, you have a client base, and you have a skill, a marketable skill. So now it's about putting yourself out there. If you need money, a lot of people are going to be getting their hair done before the holidays. A lot of people have birthdays around this time. They have events around this time, company parties. You need to put on a holiday special or holiday sale, and you need to make some money. You can't do anything about the rent. I'm glad you're improving upon your mindset, but improve your mindset around your skill as well. You don't have to go out there and try to find a side hustle. You have it. So now, what do you have the contact information of all of your clientele? Do you have, I don't know if you have a social media to where people know your work, but now it's time to start putting some of your work out there and letting them know a sale is coming up on this date. Here's some of my past work. What do you need? You have a holiday party, you have this, you have that. People have a lot of things going around holiday time. So I do not want you to say it's slow, because this is usually one of the busiest times other than like prom season, wedding season, that era, that people are getting their hair done. So let's work on the mindset about that, because that's just simply not true, child. Like, come on now. Everybody get their hair done around the holiday. So everybody get their hair around the holiday. So work on your mindset around that. And then what we're going to do is start getting some money in on the hairstyle. Before you start putting yourself out there, please make sure that you have your time on point. You know how many clients you can do per day. You don't want to wear yourself thin to where you're skipping appointments and great light because you're so fatigued. Make sure you know how many you can adequately schedule, give your best of the best work, get testimonials, snap those pictures of your work so you can create a steady stream of clients. You're not starting from zero. Go there. Because right now, as you mentioned, the debt is there. I mean, I'm glad the mindset is being worked on. I'm glad you recognize that was something that you need to do. However, now the debt is still there. So you still have to tackle the debt. Nothing is past due. So you're blessed to not have to worry about late payments, collections, charge-offs, anything like that. But you also have a marketable skill that you can bring more additional money in so that you can start tackling them. So now it's about creating a strategy. Line them up. What do you owe? Who do you owe? What is the interest rates? What's the minimum payment? What's the limit? All of that good stuff. It's up to you if you want to do from lowest balance, highest balance, or from higher interest rate to lower interest rate. Starting off, I will tackle the lowest balance just because it's easier to get it knocked out. And then you just want to keep chopping it up bit by bit by bit. One of the things about the hairstylist, though, you have to be mindful of your products so that you can know what to charge. I said run a special, but that special cannot allow the cost of servicing your clients, water, electricity, hairstyling stuff, shampoos, all of that good stuff. That costs money. So you have to make sure that your sale, whatever that price is going to be able to cover those expenses and still reap a profit. But you have what you need. Now let's start working on the mindset around Everybody's getting their hair done around this time. Everybody's looking for me. I'm going to throw a special. I'm going to give them some buy. Like, start working on your self-talk around there so that you can not be like, oh my God, I messed up so bad. La la la. I feel great. Like, come on, let's get the mindset and the self-talk and the affirmations around all of that so you can start crushing some of this debt out. You're not, I mean, 10 cars is not that bad, but I don't know the balances, so I'm not gonna downplay that. But let's get this money up. I already said that, you know, cutting stuff is great to a certain point, and then you're gonna get to the point where you got to make some money. You got the business, you got it, you got the clientele, you have social proof, you have proof of your past work. Now it's about putting yourself out there and thinking positively about the results, visualizing it, writing it out, journaling about it. You guys know I'm like so into mindfulness, and make sure you do that. Make sure you're doing a self-talk around that. Let me see. My credit score dropped 69 points because I used the credit to the limit. The card is paid in full. How long does it take to rise? It varies. Sometimes it takes a couple of cycles. It can take up to 3, as long as everything else remains the same. So it can't be in the other balances on the other cards are higher. It can't be anything negative that's going to reporting, but it can take anywhere from like 2 to 3 cycles to go back up. What is a mindset book that I like about positive self-talk? Oh, I wish I would have had it ready for you. But one of my favorite ones, I have a couple, child. One of the favorite ones is what to say when you talk to yourself. It's by Chad Helmstetter. It's one for women, and it's one just a generic one. But that was the first book I ever read, and it is great. Hi Pam. Hi Vicki. And it just really changed things because I never really focused on the words, the self-talk and the subconscious mind. All of that was new to me. That's not something that people just talk about, especially in the Black community. We talk about church and praying, right? So we kind of leave it there. But a lot of affirming ourselves, thinking positively, optimism, praying, and being, you know, all of that is actually in the Bible. And so if you're a Christian, we should be working on that just as much. But it's what to say when you talk to yourself. It is literally, it's phenomenal. Again, student loans will be taking place next Thursday on the 19th. I'm going to practice this time so you guys don't have to worry about me messing up our live Q&A. I'm so sorry. Messing up the link I was supposed to be in. We will get this right by next week, even if I have to connect all of you guys to the Zoom room. I have a question. How long does it take for your loan forgiveness? It's showing your credit report. Should I contact the bureaus with the loan amount information? Well, congratulations, Vicki. I have to add you to my collection. So if you want to send me a private message and let me know how much was forgiven, we're doing a tally. We are almost up to $10 million, honey, all across the board of all of our partners who have gotten their loans forgiven. So congrats on being one of those partners. But you can send it in. I noticed it's been taking a while for a couple of people, so that's not uncommon. So you can send the information saying it's forgiven, and, you know, circling it and saying, please let this reflect on my student loan, and they'll get it done. I mean, you can mail that in and it'll speed it along. But I noticed it's been taken. I mean, one of our members reached out, Credit on Fire members, and she mentioned that it was taking quite a bit of time. It's been about 3 billing cycles up. So about a little over 3 months, and it still hasn't updated. So yeah. Yes, it is taking a nice little minute. So let me make sure I get this question that was pre-submitted. Yes, if they were forgiven, just send me a message. Hello at thefrugalcreditnista.com. Hello at thefrugalcreditnista.com. And that will allow you to come on. That will allow me to add you to, I'm trying to read, okay? I'm trying to read your comments. That will allow me to add you to the total tally because we're almost at 10 million. Let me see. So I want to get rid of at least one of my cards. Where can I find that formula? I mean, it's literally, I have a blog on it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a blog for you right quick. If not, if you're on the email list, then I will send it out on Frugal Friday. So tomorrow I will send it out, but let me see if I can find it right quick. I can find it really quickly without like stopping, then I found it. Okay. So I'll copy and paste it in here, but it's literally on a website on my blog, how to close your credit card without tanking your credit score. And that is going to allow you to get the formula that's on there. On credit card usage, do you recommend charging a little on each card and then paying it off each month? Do I recommend charging a little on each card and paying it off each month? No, I don't. This is why. So I teach this in Ultimate Credit Repair Masterclass, obviously Credit on Fire. And I believe I teach it on Snatchback, but definitely those two classes. And these are going to be a part of the Cyber Monday and Black Friday specials. The wait list, listen, if you are not in Credit on Fire and you are trying to get in at a bomb.com investment, be on that wait list. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, be on the wait list. So if you are looking to soar your scores and you are focusing on the biggest pie, we know the 5 ones: payment history, amount owed, age, new credit, credit mix, right? Payment history is like the biggest one. I think it's payment history. Payment history is like the biggest one. That's 35% of your scores. One of the things that it looks at is how many of your cards are carrying a balance. And that's not viewed positively. So you do not want every single card that you have with a balance on it. So every single card doesn't need to carry some form of balance for credit scoring, but you do need to charge something periodically so that they don't close it on you. And so I have certain things that I just charge on it. So, insurance for the year, this for the year, this for the year. So it can kind of do a rotating schedule. And then I have my cards that just work well when I'm out of the country. And it works very well. It's no issues, no approval. And so that is like, I have two that I use like pretty often. And they just great perks, great rewards. So you kind of want your main ones that you use on a regular basis. And then you want the ones that you integrate into your regular spending habits that you're going to keep using until it's like active, just so that it doesn't close. And that way you're not doing a little bit each month. You can also do a little bit each month, but pay on them before it reports to the credit reports. So you'll know this because when you pull up your statement, you're going to see the dates at the top and it's going to say this bill is between this date and this date. Take a couple of days, maybe even 5 days before that last date and auto pay it so that whatever you charge, 5 days before that last end of that billing cycle is going to pay the card off. So you have some usage to keep the card open, but the balance isn't reporting to the credit bureaus and, causing potentially for your scores to decrease. That doesn't make sense. Let me know. I can elaborate more. Oh, you recommend that book to your students? What to say when you talk to yourself? It's really good. That was my first mindset book. My first payment is due on the 19th. They want $1,373. I can afford that. What type of repayment plan should I ask for? I need to make an arrangement before the 19th. Stressing me out. Oh my gosh. So you're talking about your student loans. You need to get on the phone. Get on the phone. Even if you can't pay just now, they will put it in forbearance. They will put it in, you might be able to qualify for a hardship program. You'll want to do at least that, okay? And if you do that, then you'll at least have some time to investigate what kind of repayment plan you want. So you can also look online. They have this dope loan simulator, and you can actually compare. Once you log in, you can compare what your payments will be and which one will be best for you long term as far as all of the repayment plans. And at least before the 19th, give yourself a little bit more room. Let them know that you can't afford this. What are your options? Right now, you need to investigate your options, but you definitely don't want to miss a payment, right? And so you just need like a little bit more time so you can figure this out. And they'll let you know what your available options are. More than likely, they're going to try to throw you in forbearance because interest rate keeps accruing with forbearance. Try to get a hardship. Hardships are hard to come by though. So if they want to throw you in forbearance for now, do that to give yourself a little bit more time and then roll on through on the 19th to do the Q&A. But you want to call like now. You do not want to wait. You want to call now, okay? What is the question? I want to get an airline or hotel credit card. Should I apply on my personal credit or business credit? Why do you want to get it? Like if you're traveling for personal, then you can get it in your name. If you're traveling for business, I am a fan of business cards. So if you can get the business travel card, hotel card, airline card, go for it. But I wouldn't try both. If you are building business credit to the point where you're past the tier 1, tier 2, so you're moving on up in your business credit building process, then go for it. But if you're at the very beginning stages, sometimes it can be a little difficult getting those. So then you want to get you want to start, the process, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. For those who are asking me about business credit, that is going to be one of the freebies on Small Business Saturday. So it's going to be like a business credit guide, very straight to the point. A lot of people have said that, people kind of drop the process. So it's literally going to be, make sure you've done this for your business. Then, this is your tier 1 cards, this is your tier 2, this is your tier 3. So when I say, hey, send a text out, Small Business Saturday, go grab your freebies. Those are the 2 that's going to be there, side hustle and business credit. So definitely make sure you grab those. And I'll also still have Conquer Your Credit with Pay What You Can, which is like as little as $1 that'll be available. And then of course, if you want to be coached by me, my prosperity team, budgeting, credit, mindset, all of that good stuff, then you want to be on the wait list for Credit on Fire, because that's going to be super dope. This is like the biggest special we've had in like forever. Let's see. She says, I need to start over. I've never finished any of your programs because I'm not really active on social media. What's the best way to start over? I'm not active on social media. I am changing that though. So, are you in Credit on Fire? Let me know what you're in now, and then I can better answer your question on that. So you're okay. So Adrian, you're in Credit on Fire. There's a guide already in there. I have some more tier 1 and tier 2s. If you want to shoot me an email, since you're in Credit on Fire, I can give them to you. But you might be able to get the Navy Federal. That was pretty easy for a lot of the people who were building to get. So you may be able to get that. What's another easy one? There's a few easy ones, but I can give you, there's some first check Credit on Fire and see if it at least answers your questions. There's a more in-depth guide there, and there's a couple of Q&A sessions there as well that'll at least take you through the process. But trying to jump the gun a little bit too fast, that's going to cause some denials, and you kind of don't want that while you're at the very beginning. So I'm waiting on Deanna to answer some more questions. Let me go over on here. Elaborate, please, on the statement date. Of course. So with the statement date, let me see if I can pull up a sample credit card. Most of you know that I'm out of the country. So sometimes if I share my screen, it gets a little shaky. So let me see if I have a sample credit card that I don't have to go on the internet for. I don't. I wish you had your statement in front of you, because on your statement, there is a billing cycle. And on the billing cycle, it tells you, let me see if I can find one. And then if I can find one that'll easily let me share my screen, then I can at least take you through that. So let me see if I can find a quick little picture of a billing statement so that we can go over it. I think I found one, so let me make this big. And then I'll share screen. And then of course it's going to show up a little differently in different places. Oh, this one doesn't have a billing cycle. It would not have a billing cycle. All right, let me see this one. All right, here's one. It's an old one, but we can at least look at it. So let me share my screen. All right, so here where it says statement period, so let me say billing cycle is statement period from the 1st through the 30th, right? This is your billing cycle. Can I get rid of this? Let me see. Okay, so this is your billing statement period, the 1st through the 30th. So as long as you pay before the 30th, and that date is going to vary because each month has either the 30th, the 31st, or even the 28th, or sometimes the 29th, right? So that's why I say count some days before, and then make sure that you automate your payments before the statement date. Why is that? I have a separate video on this as well. But essentially, the billing cycle is the 1st and the 30th, okay? Or sometimes, you know, the 1st and 29th or whatever, but sometime around there, your billing cycle. You can do whatever you want within that billing cycle and pay it off in full, and that balance will never show up on your credit report as long as you pay it off before the end of your billing cycle. In this case, as long as you pay it off before the 30th. So you can charge it up, you can do whatever you want to do. Oh, it's the 25th, I'm gonna pay it all off. Boom, paid off. No interest is gonna get charged as long as you have like a non-subprime, so basically a prime credit card. And then it's not gonna report on your credit report because you paid it off before the end of the billing cycle. Now, if you pay it off when you get the bill, which is gonna happen on April 30th or May 1st, whatever balance is left by April 30th, all of that is going to show up on your credit report. So within a billing cycle, pay it all off, not going to report on your credit report. Let the billing cycle close, still have a balance, get the bill, whatever that balance is, will report to your credit report. You never want 0%, zero utilization, $0 reporting on all of your credit cards if you are looking to build your credit, because it needs to have something, even if it's 1% of one of your credit card limits. Something needs to report in order to go from I'm paying all my bills on time, 35%, to the amount owed category, which is where your utilization lies. How much of my credit am I utilizing? So A, pay on time. Not all of my cards have a balance. Everything's all gravy with my payment history. 35%, 30%, amount owed. How much of my approved credit limits am I spending? You don't want to be approved for this much and spending this much or this much. You want to be spending this much or have reporting this much. What does that mean? You approve for this much, you can spend this much if you got it and can pay it off before the billing cycle close, so that by the time the billing cycle closes on all your credit cards, you've paid off bulk of it to where only this little itty bitty is reporting, so that you can capitalize on the 30% amount owed category. Those are the bulk, 35%, 30%. That's 65% of your scores. It's all based on how you pay your stuff, if you paying it, and this is where late payments charge off and all of that. This is what we focus on in credit repair. And then this is you. How much of my approved credit limits am I using? That's what credit cards. And then how much of the loans that I've borrowed, whether it's a car, a mortgage, student loans, or a personal loan, how much of that balance have I paid down? All of that is involved in that 30%. Let me know if I broke that down enough. But essentially, as long as you pay by the statement date, am I really showing my YouTube screen? I am so sorry, guys. I told you I don't be on here or not. I'm sorry. Let me just stop sharing because I'm messing up. Let me stop sharing. Your girl is messing up on here. But I wanted to read your question. So let me know if that's on point. All right, so let me go in here. Oh, you're very welcome, Adrian. I appreciate that. Okay, so let me go to one of your questions in here. I think the next live, I'll probably go inside of the Facebook group or probably on my business Facebook page. Someone says I was waiting. I am so sorry. I tried it, it just didn't work out, but we'll be live on the 19th. And then if you have any questions after the Student Loan Live, I will be here for you guys. And I'm glad you were able to show up with me today. You know, I got you. You know, I got you. All right, so let me go back to your question here. All right, so you have an investment question. She's coming in November. So if you're not in Credit on Fire, I will extend this to, I don't know if don't know. I think I might just keep that one a credit on fire. I will have to gather some more questions, but I'll invite you. So email me and I invite you. I'll invite you to our call for that day. And then you can at least get your questions answered by somebody who's in the actual investment industry full time, who can answer that way better than I have. All right. This is, you guys have a lot of questions about high yield savings account. It's been a long time since I had a job, so I can't help you on this one. But remember, we do have a human resource specialist inside of Credit on Fire, Melissa. And if I can kind of connect you to, or I can have her, I can connect you to, and then that'll probably be the best one. By the way, we are inside of Credit on Fire getting another group. The one that you guys have now, I am phasing out for our new one, which I like much better. That will be going live next month, and then live on December 4th. Okay. Credit cards. I would like to, okay, so you have some credit cards with some annual fees, but you get a lot of points back, and you're wondering if that's okay. I mean, is it okay for you? There are some reward cards without annual credit, and I mean, they're fine. But I do know some of the good ones, including American Express, they have those annual fees, and people are A-okay with paying them because they get way more in the rewards that they get back. Now, if you're not taking advantage of a lot of the rewards and the cash back and all the other options out there, and that annual fee is looking like an expense more than a rite of passage, so to speak, then, I mean, then you know what you got to do, Jeff. You know what you got to do. You know it's not working for you. And what is the best method or best route for you to take? Let me see here. Shar, my credit score has improved tremendously from the knowledge from you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm always telling people to follow you and join your programs, and I'm not doing anything for my own situation. Well, we got to change that, okay? Uh-oh, you're at a 748 now. Woo, woo. Go ahead, Wealth Creator. I love it, love it, love it. Deanna, let me know what you're in or what you're not in. And then maybe we can hook you up with an accountability partner or group who can kind of work. But listen, our accountability groups are different. We're not like pulling your teeth and all that good stuff. Like, don't nobody have time for that. Like, we have kids, we have businesses, we have goals. This is where not only are you accountable and helping your other team members to reach their level of success, it's also ensuring that you're accountable for yourself. So it's not just, what can I make me do? Nobody's going to make you do anything. You have to desire to do it, and then be accountable to your community and wanting to succeed, because you want the entire group, your entire accountability group, to succeed. So Credit on Fire opens up the special for the early bird. So you got a little bit of time. I'm not going to lie to you, but let me know what you've invested in thus far, and we'll see what we can do. So shoot me an email, hello@thefrugalcreditnista.com, hello@thefrugalcreditnista.com. We'll help you out. The wait list opens up. I've emailed the wait list a lot, but I'll text it. I will text the email to you, the wait list email to you. If you're not on my email list, let me actually type, what is my email list? Gosh, join Frugal Mail. Actually, any freebie will allow you to be on the email list, but I do have specifically Frugal Mail community, and I'll keep you guys up to date on so much. And I just sent some really dope freebies out too this Wednesday. So I hope you guys grab that. If not, I'll copy it on Friday. But that's to join the email list. So I put it inside of, I think everybody on here on Zoom, you guys are in the email list, so you're fine. But make sure you have the emails whitelisted, because I'm gonna be announcing, like, the wait list is open. That special is, I don't know if I'm gonna bring it back ever, but if you're on the early bird, like, get ready. It's like super dope. All right, let me get your other question. Let me see. I need help tackling my spending and how I save and spend money. Let me see. You're making $77 a year. And you feel like you have nothing to show for it, no savings, and I'm always overspending on my credit cards. I always pay off everything monthly, but then I'm completely out of money afterwards. So you said you have a monthly spreadsheet, you know what's coming in, you know what's going out. Okay, that's the thing. A budget spreadsheet is not for you to know where your money is going. I need you to be proactive and tell your money is going. So it looks like you're doing the budget after you've already spent the money. And no. No. Let me see. What did you are from? Okay, so you're from my Claim My Keys challenge, my home buying challenge. I wish you would have took my Boss Up Your Budget challenge. And if you're in Credit on Fire, all you have to do is scroll down to the bottom on your student dashboards, click on online challenges, and you're going to see all the challenges, including Boss Up Your Budget. If you haven't taken your 90-day success path, do that first. So one thing I want you to do is find out where you are now. And it seems like your monthly budget spreadsheet is telling you this already. This is how much is coming in. This is how much is going out. Now I want you to remix that. I want you to take how much is coming in and how much is going out and start to categorize them if you haven't already. Because the fact that you are able to pay off all of your cards is great, but that means that you're not using your coins to elevate you to the level that even you say specifically you feel you should be at. Where should you be at? Where is that at? Where do you feel making the money that you're making you should be at when it comes to your savings, when it comes to your lifestyle, when it comes to some of the things that you want to achieve personally? Where is that? What does that look like? Define that. And then define what needs to happen in order for you to get there. Because if you're just saying, well, I think I should be, further ahead than this and have this, and you don't really know what that looks like, you got to be clear. Number one, goals need clarity in order for you to create the steps in order to get there. Number two, money needs clarity in order for it to start working on your behalf. So first, break down what that looks like. Where should I be? Where do I want? And then break it down to, we still got October, November, December. Well, I was counting January for the end of the year. So we still have the rest of October. What is it, the 12th? Okay, that is, let me see. So we have 19 days in October, 30 in November, and 31 in December. That's 80 days to make some ish happen. That's 80 days. Make every day count. Tomorrow, really sit down after you get off of work or wake up early and really break down what do I feel like I should be in these key areas. You mentioned you have a nice car. That's not an asset, okay? But you have the nice car, but are you living where you think you should be? Does your household depict that? How much money do you feel you should have in the bank? What about investments? What about other assets? Really break down that and get very, very clear and then create a plan of action. The easiest thing for you to do is to tackle savings and to tackle retirement because you have the money. You're just spending money on stuff just because you quote unquote have it. So that means you have to say, why am I spending money on this? So after you do that and you get very clear, I want you to look at all of the things that you're spending your money on month after month after month that's pulling you away from reaching your ideal lifestyle, where you desire you should be. And I want you to highlight them because all of those are dream killers, okay? All of those expenses you're allowing to move further and further away. And I'm not telling you to go to zero. I'm not telling you to create one of those budgets where you don't have fun at all. I'm telling you to look at the things that add value to your life that you're like, this makes me feel so good. I don't want to give it up. Whether it's massage, whether it's having your nails done, whether it's getting your hair done, keep those. But anything else that's not building you, the CEO of your finances up, get rid of it. Get rid of it so that you can now use those funds to build that ideal life that you desire. Because everything that you're spending money on, to your own admission, what I'm reading, is taking you away from who you were meant to be. So you got to get that out of there. So if you want, I know you're not in Credit on Fire, but if you want to do an accountability post, go inside of our free community, Credit Makes Sense, and kind of list out everything, and then we can support you with the rest. If you do decide to do Credit on Fire when we have our special, I hope so. We can really get down to the nitty gritty. You can sign up for a hot seat, and then we can really get down into things, and we can help you create the budget that you desire so you can get where you need to be so that you're not stuck anymore. But one of the things that I am all about is empowering you as the CEO of your finances. We're not making excuses anymore. And to get clarity, to have accountability for yourself, to affirm yourself, and then to start working on the habits to actually get there. And it shouldn't be a long process, but it is a process because you're going against the habits you become accustomed to, but it's something that's 100% doable. But this is why we have the life coaching calls. This is why we have the journaling sessions. This is why we have affirmations and conversation sections, so that you can have practice on this month over month over month, in addition to working on your credit, your side hustle, your budgeting, and what have you. This is why we have those mindset sessions, because it takes for you to build up the CEO so that you can have those positive habits reflected in your finances as well. Hopefully that helped. Hopefully that helped. Let me see, where are we now? Let me get the rest of your questions. And let me see. This may sound, okay, so she said this may sound small, but I finally paid off my rental bill today. Okay, so you rented some furniture and you finally paid it off. I am happy for you. We will applaud that. It is, don't ever start a sentence off with "we feel small." We celebrate every win, okay? So I don't want you to ever feel like something is too small for us to celebrate. It is not. If it is important for you, it's a win for you. It is a win for us. It is a win for us. Let me see. Okay, some of this stuff I answered in other questions because you know I'm long-winded, okay? So some of this I'm going to skip by, but if you felt I skipped over anything, just shoot me an email at hello@thefrugalcreditinista.com and I'll definitely get there. Let's see. Okay, so that's about personal loans to refinance your vehicle. You know what? The best ones that I've seen have actually been at a credit union. I'm not sure if you would a good credit union. I mean, some people have gone to like SoFi and Capital One, but I think the interest rates are a little bit high. You can't go to a firm, website like Magnify Money or other ones that are search around for you. But just for me personally, the ones that I have had the most experience and stuff with has been credit unions. That's been the best. Do you discuss REITs? No, I mean, I invest in REITs. I mean, I've had the same ones forever though. I've had the same ones forever, but I can bring Courtney in, who's in Credit on Fire. She can have a little bit, or Kevin, and they can kind of get more in depth with you. I mean, they are, you know, that's what they do. They talk about, that's what they do. They talk about investing. So, but that's once I start like getting away from physical properties and invest, that's one of the things that I definitely went in. All right, so let me get a few more. And, oh, this is about home ownership. So you are looking to get a home right now and you're recognizing that the prices are super high. Listen, you haven't bought yet. So remember, we have someone to refer you to with NACA. I mean, if you have everything that you need, everything set up, I would go with that. Go with NACA and see, just I'm not saying sign up for them, but I'm saying go with them, meaning go through the process and see if that's for you. In the meantime, I also would love for you to look, Google. I mean, it's at the end of the year. There's not a lot of funding that's usually left around this time, but it doesn't hurt to research. And then if you do have a little bit of time, you haven't mentioned when you're going to be buying, but if you have a little bit of time to where you can let some of these programs replenish their funds for the next year, then definitely do that. I will say a lot of programs did not get a lot of money this year after all of the stuff all of the funding that was put towards rebuilding after, you know, the pandemic and everything. I mean, there's still some great programs out there, and I would research because the interest rates are high, the prices are high, and yeah, I mean, that's what the market is looking like. And don't forget about, you know, auctions. Oh, one of our partners got a great auction lately. And don't forget about HUD homes if you're in an area where there's a lot of good HUD homes, or Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac homes. I love Fannie Mae foreclosures. And FSBOs, for sale by owners. So you may have to get a little bit creative. Definitely have an attorney on your side looking out for your best interest, but it may not be a regular traditional arm's length transition from a realtor on the MLS. You may have to go a little bit, you know, a different little route. All right, my FICO score has been terrible for the past 5 years. I have charge-offs, settled and closed accounts. My credit card payment history is now excellent. I pay them in full each month. I've been so good for the past 2 years. My score on Credit Karma and Experian are all between 690 to 719. I have 3 cards that are killing me. I hate looking at them every time I check my credit report. It's just bringing them down. I call the accounts that are closed. Okay, you said they were Discover and Chase. They said they don't have any info except the account is closed and nothing that I can do to get them off. When does it come off? I'm getting derogatory months. Okay, you're getting derogatory marks every month from these closed accounts, and the credit limit is saying 47%. That doesn't make sense. So give me a little bit of clarity. So if it's closed and it's settled, if it's closed and settled, that means that you agreed to a settlement with the company. So with Chase or Discover, you agreed to a settlement. And so the balance should be 0. Now, if you're saying that it's closed and it's been charged off, that's not a settlement, that's been charged off. So that means it was closed and there's a balance still reporting. If it's closed with a balance still reporting, legally, they can report month over month over month. Now, I know there's a lot of myths going around saying that's not possible, but there has been so many lawsuits, and every judge who has been a party of that lawsuit has agreed that that is considered factual reporting. They are telling the truth, and that's why it's reporting month over month over month over month. So what can you do from here? You can offer a settlement contingent upon how old it is. You said you've been good for 2 years, which means that these old accounts are from over 4 plus, let's just say 4 plus years ago. That's a long time. That's a long time. Remember we talked about statute of limitations? Statute of limitations it varies per state, but it's how long a company has to enforce or force you to pay a debt via the law system, legal system. Can they sue you for the debt? If they can no longer sue you for the debt, then the only other thing that they can do is report on your credit report and get you stressed out. So you can do one of 2 things. If it's still within your statute of limitations, you can settle the account. One of the reasons I want to offer a settlement first is because when you call them, they say they don't have any other information. So if they don't have any other information, if you were to dispute this, will they have the actual paperwork to be able to verify the debt? You would do this if it is past your statute of limitations. Why am I saying this? Because if it's 4 plus years old, the statute of limitation is 5 years. You go in doing a hardcore dispute. That means you're disputing with the credit bureaus and you're disputing with the original creditor. You're asking them for all of this documentation. They see, oh man, our statute of limitations is almost up. We can sue her and we can extend this for 10 to 20 years, depending on what state you're in. You ain't trying to get them that ammo. If it's almost past your statute of limitations, leave them alone. If it's past your statute of limitations, go hard, okay, and get your dispute on, asking for a lot of asking for all the information to validate the debt. Now, another thing is, doesn't matter where it is. If you just want to see it gone, you can actually settle for very, very cheaply just to get it to 0, okay. And you also have a third option, which is to ignore it, continue to do really, really well, and eventually it's going to fall off. If it's 5 plus years old, I don't know what you're counting from. You have to count from the date that you did the last payment, that you made the last payment. Don't count from the open date. Count from the date that you made your last payment. Let me know if that makes sense. YouTube said 9 o'clock. I don't know why it said that, Don. I am so sorry. I'm gonna have to I don't know what the time zone is when I schedule. I don't know what the time zone is. I'm so sorry. Right here where I'm at is 7:17. I know in Chicago it's 8:17. On YouTube is 9:17. So Don, if you have any questions, definitely drop them below. I'll definitely answer them, and we'll go from there. I would think that YouTube will be on Central Time, because that's where I scheduled it. I was Central Time when I scheduled it. And now that I'm Mountain Time, I thought it would just stay the same. So I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. All right, so let me go to the Zoom room, see if I have any questions. Okay, so Are you asking if you should close your credit card because you found out about a $75 annual fee? You didn't read the fine print when you opened it. What would you do? You opened it, you have an annual fee. I mean, are you getting charged it now? You just opened it? If not, I mean, you really need to build your credit. You can see if you can get it waived first before you just close it. You could downgrade it, see what your options are. You need to get on the phone and kind of see what's what before you just go ahead and close it. And also research other cards that may not have such a high annual fee. I don't know what kind of card we're talking about because like I said, there's some cards, great cards that are super high annual fee, but that's because the rewards are so great. And then you have like stuff like First Premier, okay, who may have an annual fee. Credit One, they may have an annual fee. And those are like your gateway cards and they charge up front so they can get some money because people they have bad credit. So it's a risk level is higher. So you have to kind of give me some more information on that and then we can go from there. All right, remember next Thursday, we are having our student loan Q&A. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And I will get this together before next Thursday. I'll get this together before next Thursday so we are ready. I know that's going to be a big one. Let's see, I'm facing a $1,000 medical bill. I thought it was going to be covered by insurance. I'm not really sure how to handle it. You gave me some personal information. I don't want to read that out loud. I was just told that my insurance won't be covering it. What can I do? So, no, I recently just did an interview for a company about a news outlet on medical debt. What they're supposed to do is to give you some options. So they're under the Affordable Care Act, they're supposed to let you know about charity care and financial care, but I'm noticing it's not in the conversation. They just go straight into how you're going to pay this. So I would call them to see what they call it different things: financial hardship, financial assistance, charity care, financial, like it's called a bunch of different things, but ask them about programs to help. And this is where they would consider all of your information. They would ask for your money, monetary, your financial situation, all of that good stuff. So be mindful of what you submit. And then they will usually make their decision on if they're going to forgive a portion of it or all of it. We have had hundreds of thousands of stuff that has been forgiven or greatly reduced. So definitely make sure you fill out that application. If you want to post some questions inside of the free community, Credit Makes Sense, do so, because so many people inside of there have gotten their stuff removed. So yeah, do that. But that's definitely the route that I would take. Definitely the route that I would take. All right, let me make sure I got some questions on that. Deanna, if you can email hello@the-frugal, actually, let me put this in here so you can email. All right, so that's who I want you to email about your account to get in. Okay, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I came at 8 o'clock and it told me 9. I'm doing another one. It's going to be next Thursday. I changed time zones. It's probably me. It's probably me that got confused. So I'm sorry, Don and Cindy Britt. Listen, okay? I'm human. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. We're doing it again though. Next Thursday is going to be student loans. And then if you have any questions after she's off, I will be here live. And if you have any questions that you want to send me that you know you didn't get a chance to ask, let me send you. You can message them here, and I got you because I know I messed up the time zone. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I went from Chicago, then I came to Mexico, and I got confused. I thought YouTube will follow me with the time zone, but that didn't happen. Okay, then I couldn't go live on it, probably because it said 9 o'clock, so I kind of know what my error was. So my apologies, but I got you. I will never, ever, ever, to invite you to something and then support you and the things that you have going on. After 2 years of no late payments, I received a 30-day late due to medical issues. The merchant declined removing the bureau did not. My score dropped 45 points. Is there anything I can do? So tell me how you went about asking them to remove it. And just so to teach everybody, when it comes to late payments, and it's different when it's a medical issue, because sometimes you're still working through the medical situation and you kind of miss out on some notices. But You typically have about 51 days from the date that you get the bill to the date that it shows up as a late on your credit report. So now that you're here, you have the late. I go straight to C-suite executives. I don't call into the call center. They can't do anything for you. The answer will most assuredly always be no, because they don't have the authority to approve any of that stuff, right? So what you want to do is write to the CEO, the CFO, and this is a favor. And so you want to let them know everything that's going on. You want to be clear. You want to be very thorough, and you want to tug at some heartstrings, okay? And you want to let them know, especially if this is your first time, just be like 2 years, and then you can, I've made sure everything was on point all through the pandemic. I did this and that, and this is what happened. And so you want to really create that story so that you can make it to where they want to be able to help you out. Okay, they want to be able to help you out, and that's only going to happen if your story is good enough. And so you don't want to call in. They can't do anything. I mean, how many of you guys work call centers? We only had so much authority. And the first line supervisors didn't either. So it always had to go up. So if you want to deal with C-suite executives. We recently got a letter from collections saying they were going to put a lien on our house we bought in 2020 over a 1998 voluntary repo. No, it is well out the statute of limitations unless they sued you. So see if there was a lawsuit that you didn't know about. You can easily look that up. If not, then it's probably like no. 1998, how many years ago is that? I mean, come on now. No, 2023 minus 1998. You are talking 25 years. Even judgments are like 20 years. I don't know. I don't know a state that's 25. If it is, you can probably count them on one finger after all the districts and all that stuff of the United States, okay, of the Americas. Like no. So no. Anytime they start suing you and all that good stuff, it's usually a scam. It's usually they done found out and they scare you and they start threatening and all that stuff. Most collection agencies that are legit don't do all that. They don't do all that. And thank you, Ms. Britt and Don, for your patience and understanding. I appreciate it. I'm going to practice to make sure that I have the time right next time. So I'm going to practice this before next Thursday, because I know some of you guys have so many questions about student loans. And like I said, afterwards, after we were done with your questions for that, then we are going to go straight into credit Q&A. I gave you the link to schedule or to send questions to me. If I've missed you because you got in late, I would love to answer them. And that's that. All right. So, I mean, I think I got everybody. Let me make sure. I'm going to check the ones that were pre-submitted again. I was asked while I was filling out my insurance if I filed for bankruptcy. I was wondering why this will be considered a risk for them for life insurance. Wow. That's deep. Isn't that crazy? Remember I told you guys that whenever the credit bureaus acquire or get any type of partnership with an industry, that they then decide to start using our credit information for business decisions. Now, it is no Mickey-Ficky way that our credit should have anything to do with life insurance. I could see it being used as, oh, people with bad credit have more stress, which can lead to more health issues, which can lead to death. I can kind of see the correlation, but I mean, come on now. Come on. But I will say that for bankruptcy, that your policy cannot be canceled. It can't be terminated because of it. It is on there to assess risk level as far as probably payments. But that is bananas. I don't think I was asked about bankruptcy. Let me know in the comments if you were you asked about bankruptcy when you were applying for life insurance. Like, I don't remember that was one of the things that I was asked, but that's crazy. But I mean, you filed. It's been some years. I mean, they still gave you your policy. So I guess maybe you want to follow. I mean, how long do they look at? I'm gonna ask a life insurance person. I wasn't asked that. I would have definitely remembered that, but I think that is really, really, really interesting. Really interesting. All right, here's another one. Thank you for the information you posted about side hustles. I have one now, but I haven't really been doing much with it. Oh, you're talking about the commentary on the lady earlier today. Yes. I mean, you know what it is, and I'll do a live on this as well. I'll probably do a mini training. I can't be, I might do a video. I'm not sure yet. But one of the things about that I mention a lot, especially with a lot of my partners who have side businesses, the importance of planning. Because you have this whole job. You have this whole job, right? And then you have this whole business that you're looking to grow. And so number one, you have to plan around your time, your availability, and how much time you're looking to invest. You also have to plan how much money you're looking to invest, right? And then you want to plan around your offers. And so when you're planning your offers, you have to take a deep dive into your target audience and really pinpoint what would appeal to them the most right away, right now. Because this side business, you don't want it chug-a-lugging, right? You want it to really shoot off. And so you have to know your target audience, what they need, what they want, market to their wants so that you can give them what they need to get to that next level. And it doesn't matter if it's travel, because what do they need? They need relaxation. They need time to unplug. They need to recharge. What do they want? I want to go to, Brazil, I want to see this. I want to see that. Why do they want that piece of life, that exploration? Get to the nitty gritty of the feelings and the emotions behind that. Once you do that, then you know how to converse on the marketing section. You know how to converse in your social media. You know how to converse in your ads. You know how to converse when you're on the phone, because you know your audience now and what they need, what they want. Now you're showing up as a solution and not a salesperson. So we know what salespeople look like. Those are the people that see people pay for ads and post their little stuff. They see popular videos and start posting random links. Those are people who are just trying to get a sale. When you're trying to get when you're trying to show up as a solution, when you're looking for it to be a source of transformation for your target audience, no matter what the product, no matter what the service, then you're going to show up different, because you're building a tribe. You're building up people who are going to be with you for a long time and not that one time when they get their product and bounce. You want to create community so that you can come up and show up. I have this little bug that's irritating the mess of me, but you can come up and show up over and over again. So we're going to have a conversation about that. That's the business coaching side. A lot of people who are looking to do financial coaching and credit coaching talk to me a lot. Talk to me a lot about that. And because it's such I think anybody in a loud industry, that means you have a lot of competition. You want to know, a lot of people talk about niche, but it's really about knowing your tribe, knowing what they want, and really showing up as a solution. It's really about showing up as a solution, as your transformation, and what they want and what their goals and aspirations are. And even if you're not that solution, like you've heard, how many times you guys heard me mention other people who specialize in this and that and this and this, because I want you to get to your next level. I want you to crush it. And so therefore, if I don't teach this, then I'm gonna pass you to somebody else who I have no monetary association with to get to you that next level, because now you're a part of our community. You're a partner, right? And that's what it's about. All right, guys, let me see. It's 9:32 for those who showed up late. And of course, I'm sorry, who showed up on time. Who showed up on time. We will be doing this again on Thursday, the 19th, and we're going to be talking about student loans. I'm gonna have to practice what my times are on YouTube so I can get this right, because I'll still be in Mexico on the 19th. So we will be on time. You have my information, so you can send me any questions that you were gonna ask me tonight. I will be more than happy to answer them. I'm sending out an email on tomorrow to join the wait list so that you can get when I tell you this is a bomb, that's not even like a slang no more, but I can't get with busting. So this is a bomb special. But Credit on Fire, I mean, I am serious. You guys are gonna be like, yes, okay? Yes, there'll be a replay available, so you're all good. So make sure you are looking out for that email tomorrow. And if you send me a message, if you sign up for the Frugal Mail community, that's the free email community, you automatically gonna get it. So I am excited, guys, for our next live. Again, it's gonna be Thursday. And then for those of you who want to be in Credit on Fire's retirement Q&A, like investing Q&A, who are planning for retirement and have some questions and all that good stuff, make sure you send me a message on that link I dropped so that I can include you in it, because it is just a Credit on Fire Q&A. It is just a Credit on Fire expert live session. But since a lot of you have invested in other programs and you want to come along, I'll definitely give you an invite to that. All right. I think I got everybody, and then some. Got a little business, got a little credits, got a little debt situation and side hustle stuff going on. If you have any questions after we drop off live, definitely let me know. And I will see you guys next Thursday for our live, where we'll be talking about student loans. I will see you then. Bye. Have a good evening, guys.